Hey guys, this is my friend Tony Quayle. Tony's a licensed electrician in the state of New Jersey, and he was just here putting my dust collector on a remote. And I know, Tony, the reason why I don't like doing electrical work in my house is I end up walking from my house to the barn probably 10 times because I don't have the tool. So the question or the goal here is to get a small toolbox with just about everything a homeowner would need to do something like change a socket or light switch, something simple like that. And since you got your tool bag here, what do you think? What do you think are your go-to tools?
Well, John, for me, everything in my tool bag is a go-to tool because I do a lot of different things, so I need a lot of different tools. But for the average homeowner, you probably have 3/4 of these tools already in your house or your barn. A wire stripper is very important, a must-have. Any kind of wire stripper will do.
I don't have one of those, and I got to get one.
They sell them everywhere. A screwdriver, you probably have one of these, right?
Sure.
You need a couple of different sizes, a Phillips, a flathead, maybe a small flathead. Not that important. Normal stuff around the house will be fine. A pair of linesman's pliers or bullnose pliers, any kind of pliers that you can twist or cut with are good. Any kind of slip grip pliers, not so good. It has to be a blunt, square front.
Slip grip pliers, what does that mean?
Yeah, like a channel lock.
Okay, yeah.
Or the older style when we were kids, your dad always had one of those.
Sure, now I know what you're talking about.
Something big, and that's another important.
Yeah,
So that's very important.
Got a lot of meat on it, this one here.
And the wire strip is very important. Utility knife, you probably have one.
Sure.
Or 12. A roll of electrical tape, important.
For Band-Aids, right?
Band-Aids, capping connections. Now testers are also the other very important item. There's a regular plug-in tester. Probably recommend this for every homeowner. You can plug it into any outlet. And this one has a GFI tester. You can test your GFIs, which you're supposed to do monthly anyway, but nobody does. But I recommend that you do.
Okay.
This is a voltage tester that does a whole lot. For homeowner, not necessary. If you have one or you have an uncle or someone that has one, great, use it.
Okay.
But it's not necessary. I also have another tester. Flashlights are very important because usually the power's off when you're trying to change that outlet. Oh, here it is. This is called a voltage ticker.
I have one of those.
That's good. You can test a cord or something. Now, they're not that reliable. You shouldn't trust that the power's off, but it's a good indicator. If there's a wire hanging, if you test this on a known live circuit first and then immediately test the other one, you're pretty safe.
All right.
This is also a good tool. It also can find cuts and damages to extension cords on your power tools. I have this tool plugged in, it's not working. Do I have power? Is there cord? Also an important tool. So out of all these tools that I use, those are probably the ones.
These
are
five
ones
tools
that you would have to buy. You have this, you have the screwdrivers, you probably have flashlights. Angle cutters are important, not necessary. Sometimes
these are great actually. This particular, I have one that's red and I can cut nails with it. I've had it for about 20 years. It just really holds up. So I have this, but I definitely could get one of these, and I end up using this as my stripper. I use this in a razor blade. Yeah. But that would be more convenient.
Yeah, you don't want to nick any of the copper wire, especially solid wire, even stranded wire. Any nick will eventually deteriorate the termination. So it's important to use the proper size of your wire stripper.
Well, I'll tell you what, this has been really helpful. I'm going to go out and buy a small toolbox that's designated just for this stuff, and I'm going to label that my electrical toolbox. And then when I have to do those little projects in the house, I'll have everything.
And a phone, so you can call me for a
Thanks, man. Yep. Appreciate it. Well, it was really nice seeing my friend Tony. I've known Tony now for about 30 years. We've worked on a lot of projects over the years, and we always have a lot of fun because Tony does really neat professional work, and he brings a great attitude to the job, which is always a good thing. And you may see him again. We're talking about doing some bigger projects, so if that works out, that would be a lot of fun. So, like Tony had mentioned, I probably had 3/4 of the tools already here in the barn or the house, and I did, except for this toolbox and a few tools that I didn't have. So let's take a look in the box, and I'll show you all the tools that I think that I'll need to get those small jobs done. Let's take a look at everything one by one, and then we'll take a shot of it in case you want to pick up any of these tools. So right off the bat, we've got our angle cutters. electrical tape. I had electrical tape, but I picked up a new roll. A flashlight. I didn't have a small flashlight. This is an old Phillips head, a smaller one, and then this is a newer one. This is a little bit bigger. Here's the wire stripper. And like Tony had mentioned, I probably have 12 utility knives, but I couldn't find any of them, so I picked up a new one. The tester. This has got the GFI on it. And let's see, this was sent to me by Tack Life, and I have another one of these, but I can't find it. And this is your voltage tester. It's got a flashlight on it. I threw these in the box because this will let me get some plumbing work done. The old standby hammer, if I need to hang a picture or something. Tape measure. These are the lineman's pliers. I didn't have these, or at least a good pair, so I picked up a pair. Can't go wrong with having an adjustable wrench in the toolbox. And 2 flathead screwdrivers. This one's a little bit smaller, so I can use this for the switch covers. And then at the top of the box, I've got a few random wire connectors. These are kicking around in the drawer, so I figured I'd throw them in the box. And then on this side, it's always nice to have a little Teflon tape and some extra razor blades. Well, I think that this should cover just about everything I need for all those small projects, except for maybe a cordless drill and a saw from time to time. The trick now is just to make sure everything stays in the box. So that's something that I have to adhere to, and all the kids and my wife have to adhere to. If you use the tool, put it back in the box and put the box under the sink, and then we'll always have the hammer to hang a picture or the screwdriver to change out a light socket or something like that. If you had tuned in this week hoping I was finishing up the cabinet that I'm building, that video will be posted next week. I'm finishing it right now and just putting on all the finishing touches. So I hope you'll tune in next week for that. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. For helpful tips and to see what I'm working on each day, follow me on Instagram. For a behind-the-scenes look at projects and to see what I'm working on next, subscribe to my second channel, Shop Talk. I'll have links in the description.